Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. We are live. All right. I see some folks are gathering. Good afternoon, people. It is a wonderful Saturday afternoon, and I am glad that you all are joining us for just a few minutes. We're not going to take up, excuse me, all of your afternoon. Well, it's 4 o'clock, so afternoon is kind of spent. But thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. For those, I think most of you know me, but I'm Taraline Campbell, and I am super excited. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm rejoicing and I'm glad for this day and for just this time to be able to talk and share with you something that we've been working on that has now come to fruition. So we're going live today and relaunching my website. 3 years ago, I stepped out there and had a website created. At that time, it was really to blog. So it was to serve as my platform for blogging. And things have just grown exponentially since that time. I think at that time I had co-authored one book, and now I've co-authored, I think, 3 or 4 books and authored 2 other books solely, and they have become Amazon bestsellers, and we are doing very well. And so with that and life, I've just grown in life, grown as a professional, grown in so many various areas. God has been super good, super kind to me, has favored me and my life and expanded my territory. And so today, this morning, as I was pondering, I shared that I look back over the last 3 years and looked at the evolution, if you will, of TaraLeneCampbell.com. And so today is really a digital show or a digital reflection of growth, a digital reflection and imprint of where God has taken me and is continuing to take me along this journey. And so we want to just take time. I want to introduce to you Miss Stephanie Arnold, who is the CEO and the leader of Wash Creative Strategies. It's her business, and she has been phenomenal. I want to introduce her to you. She has been just absolutely phenomenal in designing what was a concept for upgrading the site. She has just done a phenomenal job with upgrading the site. And then I also want to share with you a couple of new endeavors. So this site is not just up to date aesthetically and photos and some content. Yes, that it is that, but there's also some things that we're going to share that will serve you and serve the people whom I serve and minister to in a much more relevant and Stephanie will help me find the word, but I'm lost for the word, but in a more excellent manner. And yeah, and so let's get to it. Stephanie, you ready?
Hi, good afternoon, Minister Campbell and all of her supporters out there. I am very excited and I just consider myself blessed to be a part of this journey of Minister Campbell. I have been there since the beginning. I have been following her and been an admirer of her work and her consistency throughout the years. I remember when she launched her website initially, which was beautiful. It served the purpose that it served at the time, as a blog. And Minister Campbell, as those of you who've been following her know, that she has grown exponentially in her businesses and in her ventures. She has 4 books under her belt that she's either authored or co-authored. She has the blog, she has products, and she's also expanded and really looked at her services and her life, and the ability to her offerings and the ability to offer other services, and decided that she wanted to repackage all of that, the evolution of who she is as a minister, and also a businesswoman and repackage it for digital consumption. And I was really honored, and my company and my staff was honored to take on this project, not because we believe in Minister Campbell's work and vision, because there are projects that we don't associate ourselves with, but we believe in the projects that we take on. We believe in Minister Campbell's vision, but also she's just a pleasure to work with. She's professional. She, she follows the protocol and systems that are in place in order for us to serve her with excellence. Listen, she pays on time. You can't ask for a better client than Minister Campbell. So we're just very excited to be working with her. I also appreciate the fact that Minister Campbell allowed me as a creative to experiment. This is a new I've done some new things with her website that I hadn't tried before with other clients, and she was open to allowing me to experiment with her website. She trusted me to do the things that I felt like I wanted to do in order to tell her story. I'm a storyteller as a professional journalist. One of the things that I really enjoy about being a web designer is being able to utilize my journalistic skills into telling stories in the web space. I wanted the website to really, really tell the story of who Minister Campbell is, and not just be something that you click through, but something that you will engage with, something that you'll be able to look at her and say, I really want to follow this woman. I'm compelled to follow who to follow her. And that's what I really wanted to convey in this website. Of course, we look at things and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to add this. I'm looking at some stuff now on the site now, and I'm like, oh, I want to add this to the site. She's been allowing me to add different things and to tinker with different things. But I'm just really excited about the fact that she's ready. Her site is ready. Even though I'm going to be behind the scenes adding little things here and there, and I see a couple of things now just from being the person who looks at it, who's been looking at it every day for the past couple of weeks. But she's ready to sell the books from her site. She's ready to do all manner of business on her site, and I'm really excited about the use that she's going to be able to get from her site. One of the things that every website should have is a call to action. I believe that websites shouldn't just be something that's static, but websites should call the user and the viewer to action, regardless of whatever it is. And I think that we've done a decent job with making sure that Minister Campbell's site at every turn calls you to action, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through looking at some other things that she's offering. I'm not going to go into it because I want her to be able to announce some things that she has that are very great, very exciting and awesome for the community. And we're going to go through those things in a minute. But Minister Campbell's site, I love her site. It's one of my favorite sites that I've done. Also, because Minister Campbell took the time, and this is for anyone who's looking to do a website. I think Minister Campbell's site, and I'm not taking away from our ability from Wash, but I think the site pops because she took the time to take professional photos. If you look at her site, it's very visual, it's very photo heavy. And the photos, the reason the site I think is so beautiful is because she's beautiful. She has some beautiful photos that were professionally done, that are high resolution photos. And I'm going to be honest with you, as much as I believe in my ability to put something together, I don't think that it could have been I don't think it would have been as beautiful as it is had Minister Campbell not had these professional photos taken. Minister Campbell has invested in herself, and that's what we as entrepreneurs need to make sure that we're constantly doing. She took the time to invest in herself. She invested in her website, she invested in professional photography, and I just really appreciate, as someone on the back end helping to bring into fruition, when she's asking me to do something, I had something to work with. And so I appreciate it, Minister Campbell. It was such a pleasure working with you on this project. And one of the things that we do at Wash, we stay with our clients for 2 weeks post launch just to make sure that everything is working okay. We don't charge any additional We don't charge anything additional after our client site launches. We train for a week to make sure that our client understands the content management system on the back end. And then we stay on for an additional week to make sure that everything continues to work well and to make sure that things are running appropriately. So I'll be with Minister Campbell, even though we launched today, I'll be with Minister Campbell for 2 more weeks. We'll be going through just making sure there's little tweaks here and there that we want to make sure that we get to, because my company is very, very focused on excellence in customer service and customer care, and we want to make sure that Minister Campbell gets the best customer care that she possibly can. So we just appreciate her business, and we appreciate her believing in our creativity, and I'm so excited about this website.
And Stephanie, can I just interject and say that the fact that you will assist, for that 2-week period is so critical, because I am in no way a web mistress. I've dabbled, I know a little bit of WordPress. I don't know code. I'm a preacher, I'm a teacher, I'm a minister. I do what I do. I'm a writer. And so being able to not just be dropped off a cliff, and being able to have some level of support post-launch is important to me, and I'm sure it will be important to those who watch, who may be entertaining having a website done. And then I also want to just put a plug again and reiterate what you said about the importance of us investing in ourselves, in our own endeavors. I am one who did not really 5 years ago, I didn't believe in that. I can admit that now, that I didn't believe in that. I didn't understand that concept 5 years ago. And when I jumped into First Website, I was getting my feet wet. I was kind of like, let me dip the toe in the water and see how this will go. And now, as you see, I'm all in. But it took me getting there, especially being in ministry, in the background that I come from, and where we just really weren't taught. Although I'm in marketing professionally, we weren't taught to do such in a ministry setting. But as I'm selling books, you don't write books just to leave them on the shelves. So I say that to anyone who's watching now or later, that it's okay for us to grow and evolve to the point where we do understand the concept of investing in ourselves and presenting our best self. I believe that's the will of God, is that we present our best self. Back to you.
Amen. Listen, as kingdom entrepreneurs, or as Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant will call us, as faithpreneurs, we know that faith without works is dead. And so God has given us the ability, He's given us the calling, He's given us all the skills that we need, but it is incumbent upon us to make sure that we're doing the work, and that we're making the right moves, and that we're investing, we continue to invest in ourselves. Tara-Leigh would not have been able to do what she's been able to do. She would not have been able to write the books. You can sit and pray all day long, but God has called us to move. He's called us into action. And this is what really, and this is why I'm so inspired by Minister Campbell. I'm saying Dr. Campbell, but you never know. The Lord just stuck something down in there. You never know what may be happening out here in the atmosphere. But listen, listen, the Lord has called Minister Campbell. I was going to say it again. The Lord has called Minister Campbell for these times. We're in some critical times right now. And had Minister Campbell not prepared, not invested, not done the work that she needs to do, she wouldn't be ready. She wouldn't have anything to put on the website. She wouldn't have anything to say. So, she has established herself as someone in this community that we can trust, that we know that we can call upon. We know that she's a wonderful speaker. We know that she's a wonderful workshop presenter. All those things that she's been called to do, she's been obedient, and she has been doing the work. And what I love about this website is that it shows that. It shows what she's done. She doesn't, there's no fluff on this website. Sometimes I have to do websites, honey, and I have to just go ahead and wing it, baby. I have to go pull it from each and every direction. I have to get flowery in my language. But listen, the Lord said not so on this particular site.
So,
listen, because Minister Campbell, this is not fluff on this website. What you see is, you see the work, you see the fruits of her labor. And you see where you can get in, where you fit in as a consumer, because she's got products, she's got services, and she is at a different level now. This is not the same Tara-Leigh Campbell from 4 or 5 years ago. This is a different Tara-Leigh Campbell, and I think that's reflected on this website. I love the website because I love the way it looks. But what I also love as a journalist is that the content, which has nothing to do with me, by the way, the content is not fluff. The content is for real. She is the real deal. And those of you who are watching this should know she is the real deal Holyfield. Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, TaraLeeCampbell.com, baby. That's all I gotta say. I'm just a web designer. I'm just a
Let's get
designer.
to it. Let's show them. Let's show them what we got.
All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Is it my screen? So I went here. This is where Minister Campbell allowed me to be creative. She allowed me to choose the photos that I wanted to choose. She did not tell me, okay, I want this photo here. I want you to put this there. And this is what I appreciate about Minister Campbell, because she allowed us to really get creative, to really utilize the photos the way we wanted to use them, based off of what the story that we wanted to tell. This photo, by the way, I was so excited because we've never seen these photos as the audience. So the first time
Okay.
you're seeing these photos are on this new website. She took these photos a while ago, but I love that we have fresh photos here on the website. When I think about Minister Campbell, I think about empowerment, I think about inspiration, and I think about transform. Minister Campbell is a very powerful woman, and if you've ever encountered her, you understand that. And these words, these three words, in three, also I use the word three because three is a biblical number. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to make sure that I was representing her and representing what she believes in a very powerful way. These are three powerful words, and I think they represent Minister Campbell in that way. And I think she's also, I presented her, and it's funny, she's so humble. I showed her this, and she was like, "Oh, does it look like I'm looking down on people?" And I said, "Listen, if it does, it depends on where the person is in their life. It depends on what they thinking. That doesn't have anything to do with you. I think this is a very powerful position that she's in, and I wanted it to hit the viewer. I wanted to hit it hard. And when I saw this, I was just knocked off my feet. In fact, I saw this picture, and it inspired me to tell. This was the impetus of the entire site, who she is, still humble, but just a powerful woman, in real life, in everyday life, but also in Christ. And I wanted to really, really drive that home on the homepage. And of course, at every point on the website, there's a call to action. So, here is Minister Campbell. Listen, if you want to learn more, you can learn more right here. You can click on this link and it'll take you to about. But if you just want to continue to scroll, I got something for you down here too. So you scroll down. I wasn't too heavy. You may notice that I was not heavy on the graphics on the homepage on this site. Why? Because her photos were just that beautiful. I didn't want to add a lot of gaudiness on. I'm the fan of gaudy. Y'all know I'm from Detroit. Y'all know I'm from Detroit, and I love a good gaudy situation. But I said, you know what? These photos are so beautiful. Okay, I wanted to make sure that her photos were the driving force on this site. But you'll see in the background, she does have a logo, and I wanted to put it somewhere, right? That was really visible. So you will see as you scroll with the parallax, and I use the parallax because I just love the feel. Is a very contemporary feel for new websites. You scroll down and you see the TC. That's her with the I believe this is a Bible or a book. It says Taraline Campbell here. And then Taraline, again, listen, I'm just telling you a little bit about, I'm just giving you a little taste. I'm just giving you a little taste. But I have another call to action right here. If you say, you know what, this is getting to me. Let me go ahead and read a little bit more. But if you don't want to hit here, then you can just still scroll down. I hit you with three more photos of this beautiful lady. I hit you with, not only is she an author, she's a coach, and she's a speaker and intercessor. If you click on either of these photos, it will take you to those pages. Okay, if you want to learn more about, if you want to get her to coach, it's going to take you to the contact page where you can really get to her and invite her to be a part of your if you want to engage her in coaching, it goes to her page where you can book a session with her. If you want to buy her book, this takes you to the books page. And if you want her to be a speaker or intercessor, it takes you to the prayer page, and it takes you to the booking page again. So this is that. I love this. Check this. Wait a minute. These photos are what gives me so much life.
Oh, so
Look at
send
this
me
one.
1 second. I just got a text that the scroll isn't going down. They're not seeing that
Which
as
one?
you
They're not seeing what?
as you scroll down.
Are
Let's
they
see.
not seeing me on? They're not seeing me on on Zoom.
On Facebook Live. They're not seeing the when you scroll down the page.
Oh Lord, how do I fix that?
Let's see.
Because I'm sharing my screen.
You are.
And I'm looking here on my phone because I have the phone here and it's showing up for me. But is it? Let me see if I can. Hold on. I'm trying as I scroll. I see the scrolling happening in uh. Wait, oh, you know what? I know what's happening. That's my fault. Hold on. I know why, because I had it in a different browser. You're right. I'm sorry, y'all. I had it in Safari. Okay, here we go. Can you see it
There we
now?
go.
All
There we go.
right now. All right.
We winning.
Okay.
Thank
So
you, Sister Britton.
yes, thank you, Monica Britton. So listen, let me just do a quick recap because I need y'all to feel me on this photo. You see this photo here? This photo is so powerful. I wanted this is the photo that to me set the stage of the story that I wanted to tell on this website. This is just a humble, powerful woman that I wanted to tell this story about. And this is what it is. This part right here. And again, I talk to you about making sure that your website has a call to action for every area of opportunity. So here you got the three powerful words. You got the call to action here if you want to learn more. But then if you say, you know what, nah, I want to continue to scroll. You see the logo here, and like I said before, I didn't put the logo everywhere. Not because I don't like it, but because the photos are just so powerful. And when you have beautiful photos, you don't have to you don't have to pile on a bunch of stuff. You don't have to do all of that. You also see that I didn't do a, and this is all by design. I did not do a or create a traditional header for this page where you have the header and you have all of this other stuff that happens in the header. This is just simply the menu. And again, I wanted something nice, clean. I didn't want a lot of stuff on here because this photo tells a story. This photo to me, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I am dealing with my allergies. This photo is so powerful that you don't really need to do a lot with this. You don't need to pile a bunch of stuff on and have a bunch of stuff happening. I wanted you to see this. So we scroll down here again. If you scroll down after about Terraline, you get here, you get a nice little nugget, a little powerful nugget. Listen, an award-winning author, a sought-after speaker, a coach, an intercessor. Minister Campbell is helping to change lives through her inspirational messages and books. Boom. And if you want to read more, you still can. You can read more if you say, no, I want to learn more. Honey, you scroll down to the three photos. I told you about the author, coach, speaker, and intercessor. And then you scroll down. This is the photo right here that is killing the game. Okay.
Ah,
This is the photo right here that I love. Now, listen, this is a very important component. This is this caregivers community. Again, her website is doing things that it didn't do before. And so what we do here is we click you here. If you click on join the caregiver community, it'll take you to the Facebook page where her community, and I didn't even realize she had this. I just happened to say, you know what, do you have a community for caregivers? Because I wanted that to be a part of her the main thing that we focused on the website. And she said, I do actually. It's on Facebook. And I said we need to have a link. We need to have a very prominent link for that. So that's what we are here with the caregivers. And then you scroll down again. We have her testimonials, and this is what you see when people encounter her. This is who. If you don't believe me and all my hooping and hollering on the Zoom, then you got some people on here who can tell you from their point of view. I don't know none of these people except for Mama Manning. Okay, these are people who've already they tell the testimonials tell the story. And so if you have a website and you have testimonials, I suggest that you get testimonials from people so that you can put on your web page because people utilize these testimonials to make decisions about whether to engage with your business. And so we have testimonials here. And then you scroll down again and you see, which I love this, you see a picture of Minister Campbell and then you see a picture of her sermons and her inspirational talks. This also connects to her YouTube channel. So, and you see her videos and different things. I think one is even an audio of a speech that she did. And listen again. You don't have to depend on me hooping and hollering about how wonderful Tara Lee Campbell is, honey. You can go and hear for yourself, because I still go and listen to When the Final Woman is Weary and those seven last words. I don't have to wait until the Resurrection Sunday to listen to the seven last words. It's still true to this day. So honey, I go and I listen to all of this stuff. So I suggest that if you listen, when you listen to every single last one of these, and she has some more on her site as well, and she's got some more stuff in her blog, which we'll talk about. But this is page one, and I love this. I think
And can
this
I
is
say, if you're not connected to me on YouTube, to connect with me, I do have a YouTube, as Stephanie said, YouTube channel, and I'm adding content there.
And we will be adding one of the things that I just noticed right before we went live. I said, Minister Campbell, the our footer is not here. The footer, and this is something quick that I'll add. The footer will have all of her social media. Uh, she's everywhere on social media, so she has all of her social media accounts and all of that. All of that will be here. That's a quick thing, but for whatever reason, the footer didn't show up on the site. Quick fix, but we'll have that available. But this about page, can I just go to this about page so I can blow everybody's mind with this photo? Again, it's the photo. Boom. You ain't never seen this one before. You've never seen this one before. I can't. I
I
can't.
have to give a shout out to one of my photographers. This young man used to work for me, and I was his boss for 2 years, and he was a budding photographer. Now he's doing stuff for BET, but he's always like, TC, TRC, I got you. And he does photography. He does shoots for me. He's done like two in 2 years. Just wanting to do my photos. And he's Delonte Abernathy, Call the Shots Images. I gotta shout you out, youngin.
Yes. Well, listen, brother. Listen. These photos that you did for our sister are hitting. These photos are hitting. And again, I say to you, if you have a website out there, you was like, I need a website. I need my website done. You know, please take some professional photos because they tell the story. And I think it made this photo, particularly this particular design that we went with. I had to have a design that was photo heavy to showcase these photos. These photos are gorgeous. And again, this is just your basic about me page that we wanted to make sure. I mean, this is not a basic about me page. I didn't want it to be a basic about me page. I didn't want
Nothing
it to
about
be.
you is basic.
I I wanted it to be um easy to read, but I also wanted it to be, like a little surprise somewhere in here. And so you have, her story, you're reading her bio, and you can download the media kit. This is an ad, a later ad that Minister Campbell asked me to put in there. And I think it's a very good touch, Minister Campbell. So thank you for that. But then I'm about to hit you with something. You're not even ready for this next photo. Again, these photos are telling the story. You're not ready for this one, honey. You're not ready for this photo. I love it so much. And again, you just see this powerful woman with all of her achievements here. And this is a truncated version, right? This is a truncated version, but this is all of her. These are her achievements. These are the photos. And then you continue to scroll down and you have another photo. I think we've seen this one, but I love this photo again with the parallax. And then this is where we could connect, where we could connect with her again here. So I love that. And then we scroll down here. I love having like little special things on each page. You have the scrolling with the scrolling what do you call this? It's a carousel essentially, and you have the areas where she was featured on here. So it's not just us saying it, honey. It's the Afro, it's the blacknews.com, it's WHUR. As my grandma used to say, WHUR. It's every honey. We all we're not the only ones that know. Everybody knows. But I'm so excited about that. And then of course you have the page for her books. And these are all of her books where you can do what? Purchase. And listen, you can feel free to purchase her books. Our site is secure. She has her SSL certification on her website, which means that her site is secure and it's encrypted. So all your payments and processes from your credit card are secure. And you can go on here and you can buy a bundle of books. Christmas time is coming. I suggest you get 5 each, you know what I mean, for your family and friends. Send these out, especially those of us who know, you had, all of us are getting to the age where we have aging parents, and we're all either now or at some point going to be a caregiver to our aging parents or loved ones. So I would suggest you just go ahead and get the bundle. And no, we don't have a discount for you. Just go and get all of them at the price that we're offering it at, and keep it moving. These because it's worth the investment. And this is just, this is just an area where you can click on it. You can go to the page, and it's a PayPal link, and you can check out from there, right?
And
And
it
then
really is definitely an investment into
yes,
someone with the gift. A lot of times we don't know what to get people. The Bath and Body Works is sold out of the candles, y'all. So how about investing into someone in their mind and their spirit? The
please.
holidays are difficult times for so
Mm,
many. So many people have lost loved ones. So embracing your new normal, where I write about my life after the loss of the transition of my mom, that can be a blessing to someone that from Carefree to Caregiver. Confessions of a Caregiver can be a blessing to someone
yep.
who now is taking care of a loved one. There are people who survived from COVID, but now the whole new crew of caregivers have come on the scene as a result of people who have survived major illnesses that now need some help. So sow into somebody's life something that's going to be a blessing to them and lift them. I encourage you to do that.
And then you go, and when you do that, guess what else, Minister Terline, they get? They get a signed
A
copy.
signed copy with a little gift inside as well.
Oh, see,
Yes,
listen, you can't beat that. Cause
yes,
Bath and Body Works or whoever, they didn't give you bought the candles and that's all they sent you. They didn't give you anything else. The
yep.
CEO of Bath and Body Works didn't sign it. So I suggest that you go ahead and purchase these books and get them at the price that we're offering them at, honey,
We're not
and gift
bootlegging.
these and gift them. Gift them.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep all of them. Get 10 and gift them. And then you're done. You're done. You're done for Christmas. Go on and get you 10 and go on and gift them, and you're done for the holidays. So I love this. But listen, Minister Campbell, one of the most favorite things I love about the site is the next page. And I want you, this is your baby. And so I want you to talk about this, honey. It's the scholarship. Uh-oh. Y'all not ready. That
Oh, yes,
Minister
yes.
Campbell done took it to the new level. She done
I
took
am
it to a new level.
excited. I am super excited about this, y'all. This is part of the relaunch, and I am. Stephanie's probably tired of me talking about this scholarship,
No, I'm not.
but I bless God for the opportunity to do this. We are blessed to be a blessing. I really believe that, and so I am happy to unveil and announce today the Cindy Moses Memorial Scholarship. This is a scholarship in memory of my beloved mother. I've only shared this with maybe 5 people, if that, because I've been dealing with this for a year. It's been in my spirit to do. And just in the last 3 weeks, I pulled it together. I've had some consultations with some awesome people who, I believe in all you're getting, get an understanding. That's what the word says.
Oh,
And learn from people's experiences. So like Monica, Britt, and Wes has helped me gather my thoughts with this, get this together. The unique thing about this scholarship, Cindy was my mom. Moses was her maiden name. That's what people in Hagerstown knew her as Cindy Mo. And so my god brother and I, Eric Waddell, and we talked about having something that would help honor her memory. But the niche for this scholarship is that it's a target to single parents. This scholarship is going to help a single parent who is furthering their education. Does not have to just be college, but if it's vocational program, but someone who is working to further their education in the Western Maryland area. That's what my mom stood for. I want to bless someone in that Western Maryland area. And just, I shared it with my line sister and a colleague. They've already told me that they want to donate and contribute to the scholarship. If someone else would, if any of you are watching and want to just contribute, that's fine. fine, but I'm prepared to put my money where my mouth and my typewriter, my keyboard is. I'm going to ante up the initial donation, the initial scholarship. But if anyone wants to add to that, you can message me, hit me up, and of course I will accept donations in any amount. But this is to a single parent. Many of us grew up with single parents and single parent households, and struggling, trying to make ends meet, feed their kids, provide a good life, and better themselves. My mom mentored single parents. My mom pursued higher education. However, she had to drop out because she was taking the last time she was had to take care of my grandmother who had congestive heart disease. So you'll learn about that. The application is all digital, all here online on the website. And yeah, I think I said enough about that. And yeah, I'm just excited about that. I'm super excited about honoring her memory in a tangible, meaningful, helpful way.
Listen, Minister Campbell, I am so proud of you. I'm not tired of you talking about it because I was also raised by a single mother, a teenage mother at that. And so, the fact that you have had the foresight and the wisdom to create something that is so needed, that is a almost forgotten segment of of society, because people think it's fashionable to be a single parent, and you have single parents running around here like heroes with chickens with their heads cut off, honey, just because they look good doing it, just because they look like they're calm. It's almost like being a duck on water, because they look smooth on the top and they running around crazy, and they don't necessarily give people uh or think about them in that manner. And I just appreciate the fact that you thought of Cindy Moe in this manner, that you're honoring your mother in this manner, and then you're honoring other women, I don't even know, is it women or just single parents in general? What is
Single
it?
parents. Yep.
Okay, so
Male
you don't
or
have to
female.
be, it could be male or female. And I love the fact that, listen, God gifted us all with special skills and abilities. And sometimes those skills and abilities come from academia. Our skills can be served in academia, or sometimes our skills can be served in a vocational program. Sometimes you may want to be a welder. You may want to be uh, an esthetician or a stylist. Those are not college 4-year college programs, but those are those are vocational programs, but just as important as a college education. And I love that you saw fit to not just focus on 4-year institutions, but also focus on other people who have other gifts and abilities but who need assistance. And I appreciate that you didn't mitigate their skills and abilities just to say that we give college scholarships. We also given vocational program scholarship. I love this. And please, if you want to give to the Cindy Moses Memorial Scholarship Scholarship Fund, email scholarship@terralinecampbell.com. And I think, Minister Campbell, now that we're thinking about it, I think we need to add a little button on here for donation, a donations button on this page, so that people can donate right on the page. You don't need to call.
Okay.
You don't need to call us. You don't need to send an email. Go on and say it with cash. Go on and give us some money.
Yes.
So after this broadcast, we will make sure that I put a button on this page. I'll touch bases with you, Minister Campbell, as to where you want the button to redirect to. We'll put that button on this page for individuals who want to contribute to the scholarship fund. You can go ahead and make your donations. There's no donation too large or too small. So if you want to give, it doesn't matter, because $5. If 100 people gave $5, of 1,000 people gave $5, then we can do another scholarship, right? We could do a
Come
few more
on, honey. We could
scholarships.
be like Jesus and multiply. Take that fish and loaves of bread, and it won't it multiply. Won't he do it?
Well, he will definitely do it. Now, if he's never not done, he's never not done it.
Right.
So that's one thing he's never not done, is do it. So we know that he can do. So we're gonna add a button on this page. And if you have questions, you listen, email scholarship@terralinecampbell.com. This is an important cause. There's going to be a winner announced on March 12th. She's planning to do one scholarship. But listen, if we all get together and we bless this endeavor, because it's not going to Sora Campbell, it's not going to Minister Campbell at all. The money isn't going to her. If we can this is the season of giving. And if the Lord has blessed you to be able to spare a couple of dollars, this is definitely a worthwhile endeavor. And so we'll go ahead and put a button on here. And if you want to give $5 or 10 or 100, this is something that's worthwhile. And she may be able to give more than one scholarship and bless somebody else and change somebody else's life. The Lord said that when the prayer of Jabez wasn't just for us, for our own enlarging our own territory. The prayer of Jabez was for us to enlarge our territory so that we can then take it and help somebody else. So that's what this whole thing is about. It's about helping somebody else come up and do the thing that God has called them to do with a little assistance. So I love this. I love this, Minister Campbell. This is one of my favorite pages. Did you have anything? I just wanted to pause to see if you had anything else to say.
I'm just so excited. I mean, again, my mom, she was this was her time of year. Christmas and Thanksgiving, she as a single parent, she blessed other single parents. She would be going to Walmart, sending me to some store when I was home as a young adult. Go get this for so and so because I don't think they got enough for their kids for Christmas. Go to Walmart and get this, and she would make sure that single moms. And one of the key things that she did too, having been a single mom, she would make sure that the single mothers also had something for Christmas. If it was a nothing but a Bath and Body Works set, she would buy that for them, for single mothers, because she recognized the struggle and the sacrifice that single parents made for their families and how oftentimes they gave their last and then they didn't have. So she just blessed them. My mother mentored my friends. So many of my friends could go sit on the porch and talk to her about things that they couldn't talk to their own parents. That's just the woman that she was. And I'm her legacy. I follow now at 51. Sometimes I pinch myself saying I sound like my mother. But I just want to do something tangible to serve a level of the population, a segment of the population that she served. And yeah,
indeed. And this woman is a blessing. How many women do you know out there? They don't make women like Cindy Moe anymore. To be honest with you, I mean, somebody that will think about you when you have nothing. Somebody who didn't want anything from you, but just thought about you because she thought that you were worthy. I love women like that, and there's not a lot of them out here. And listen, while we all shopped and we did our thing for Black Friday and we did our thing and there's nothing wrong. I'm not trying to guilt anybody into anything, but what I'm saying is when you see a worthwhile endeavor, there's nothing wrong with going ahead and sowing into that endeavor so that you can bless somebody else. So we've done all of our Black Friday shopping. Lord knows I got on Amazon and all the Prime Day and everything else, but I don't know those people. I know that I know you, and I know that this woman raised a woman like Teraline Campbell, and if we can do anything that will honor Cindy Moses, who raised up a woman like Teraline Campbell, a leader, a minister, somebody who is cutting edge and on just a voice for these times, a voice for times as these, let's just go ahead and sow into this Memorial Scholarship Fund, because we know these people. I don't know Mr. Body Works. I don't know them. I love them. But if I can take a couple dollars and I can definitely give it to the Cindy Moses Memorial Scholarship Fund. I love this. I thank you so much for having the vision, and not just having the vision, but being obedient to God's vision for it and going ahead and stepping out on faith to create it. So I pray that, folks who are watching will share that and will share any resources that they have toward this worthwhile endeavor.
Yes.
So now we have the contact page. I love the contact page is just that, right? But what I love about it is that it's a form, but it allows you to, it's like a regular form, but you have her phone number here. You don't see a lot of phone numbers on websites anymore, particularly for solopreneurs, but you have her phone number here. So if you need to get in touch with Minister Campbell, you can. This is her email address. She's very good at emailing folks back, and then just email. And if you don't want to go through all that, then you can email her a message. I'm trying to understand what happened. I thought we had a drop down. Didn't we have a drop down menu here, or was it somewhere else?
We did.
I don't know what happened, so we'll just go back.
We'll get it together. It's all right.
We'll go back. But we had a drop-down menu where you can choose she has a lot of services that she's offering now, and that's kind of the point of this. We had a drop down menu with all of her services. Do you want her for workshop presenter? Do you want her for this? Do you want her for that? And so we'll go back and see. I don't know what happened here, but we'll definitely go back and see what's going on with that. And then for booking, um, listen, when you got to have you a media kit. I don't know about you. I'm just a little, little country girl from Detroit. So I don't have a media kit yet. But Minister Campbell has a media kit. You could click here and download her media kit if you want her to speak somewhere. If you want her to do something, you can do that. You can also have a headshot, so you don't have to email her and say, "Oh, can you send me a bio? Can you send me this? Can you send me that?" Listen, baby, you just go to TerralineCampbell.com/booking. You go to that, and you are right here on that page where you can get all of the information that you need, right? Get in touch again. You can click on
And they
this.
no longer have to go and download one of my photos off Facebook.
You don't have to do any of that, honey. We have it right here for you. We have it right here for you. In the contact page too, um, I don't know what happened here, but there's a contact form. I probably just transposed the forms, but the contact form here, you can tell her exactly what you need her for. So if you need her to be a speaker, if you need her to be, workshop presenter, if you need her to pray, whatever you need her for, you can be very specific in that form. And again, as soon as we finish with this, I'll upload that form. It's already created. I must have transposed the forms out, but so I love that page. But Minister Campbell, this is one of the things that I wanted you to have on your page was a prayer request, because
This was your brainchild.
Minister Campbell, people are always asking her to. She is an intercessor. She is truly an intercessor. She is truly someone who takes seriously God's call to pray for people. And I figured, you know what? Since we have online real estate, let's use it. Let's use it in an efficient and meaningful way. And so we just created a form here for people who want to submit prayer requests, because this is somebody who doesn't just say, "Oh, I'll pray for you." This is not one of the people that says, when you ask Terraline to pray for you, she prays for you. So you will see Facebook comments with people saying, "Oh, pray for me, y'all," whatever their affliction is, or whatever their issue is. And listen, if you ask Minister Terraline to pray for you, you better mean it, because she going to show pray for you. But I thought this was a great way. If you don't want to be public with your prayer request, if you don't want to call or whatever, you can send it in, and then you don't even have to be for you. And that's why we put here, "To whom do you dedicate this prayer?" So it can be for somebody else. I put the names here. I don't want prayers to be anonymous. I want her to be able to call out their name in her prayers. So we put their names here. We want you to put their name here and your name here, because we want to make sure that she's able to do that. The effectual fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. And so that's what this page is about, period. Go ahead and submit your prayer request, and then also submit any testimonies that you have. When she's prayed for you, and you're seeing results from these prayers, from her go ahead and send her your testimony, so she can know that that you're doing okay, and just follow up with her, because she takes these things seriously. This is not somebody who's just out here playing minister. This is a real minister. She's the real deal. So I love the fact that we have this on the page. Minister Campbell, you want to say anything about this?
No, you said it.
What we got on Facebook? I'm sitting up here now. I know we live. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Got it. So, and then we have her blog. We moved her blog right over here, Affirm Foundation. And this is her blog that she's been doing. She's been doing this blog for quite some time. We're migrating her blog post here. She'll continue to update the blog and continue to do that, but we wanted to make sure that she still had a place to get the things out here that she needed to get out, to continue to touch people and share her words of encouragement and inspiration to the multitudes. That's what she's here for. That's what she's here to do. And they're all very inspirational. They're all uplifting and encouraging. And I know that people can relate to these blog posts. The site hadn't even been up live yet, and there were so many people who came to these blogs. These blogs have about 300 hits already, because they're so inspirational. People are sharing these blogs, so I suggest that you go ahead and really just take a look at what she's written, because what she's written, she doesn't use any wasted words. What she's written is absolutely the truth. And I just appreciate her transparency. This is where you kind of see the heart of Minister Campbell in these blogs. She's very transparent about her own struggles and what she goes through. And I know that she's going to encourage other people as well. So that's what we are.
And if I can interject,
Yes.
as I mentioned in the opening, the initial site was just for the blog,
Hmm.
and I know Beverly Lucas is watching, and one of my good sister friends, and it's like this. As I mentioned, this site is now showing forth and reflecting growth in me. Initially, the site was really about blogging, and now I'm doing a number of different involved in a number of different endeavors. And so I encourage you, when you go to the site, sign up for my mailing list, because I don't just send out the blogs now. Beverly talked about this last Sunday. We had a virtual sisters brunch, and I send out that information not just on social media, because social media algorithms, Facebook algorithms, can change so much. So people, sometimes I've had an event, a virtual event, and people don't see them. They're like, oh, I didn't hear about that, and I see the pictures later or whatever. But subscribe to my mailing list so that you stay in the loop about the different things that Taraline is doing through my ministry, through my TRC development. Next weekend, for example, we're going to do a virtual year-end celebration, a toast to the sisters. We're doing that because the way God gave this to me, and Beverly had said it last week, that I guess I don't even know how it happened, but God has kind of gifted me to help bring people together from different segments of my world. And so next weekend, next Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock, we're going to be doing a virtual year-end celebration. We've been through a lot this year. We know that. It goes without saying. Everybody is saying it. 2020 has been challenging, but guess what? Everything hasn't been bad this year. I'm like that glass half empty, I'm sorry, glass half full type of person, and everything hasn't been bad this year. um Through it all, if there's nothing else that you could say, the fact is that through it all, you're still here. Through it all, God has kept us. And so, but I know some sisters, some brothers, that this year new business endeavors were birthed. This year, some of your visions were sharpened and were clarified. This year, you walked into some new doors and new opportunities. This year, you said goodbye to some things that no longer served you well. So all of that, next Sunday, what I want to do is we're going to have this virtual year-end celebration, and I invite you to join me, because I want us to end this year not just saying I'm glad that's over, but I want us to also end this year really on a positive note and saying, look back at how I made it over. Look back and share. Let's share your testimonies. The Bible says that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimonies. So with all that in mind, we're just going to come together, not to sing somebody done me wrong song, but we're going to come together and fellowship and enjoy some positivity and what went right this year. You will be amazed at the things that God has done for people this year, but some of it got overshadowed through all of the negativity. But I want to drown out and kill the noise of negativity, and I want to shine the light the fact that God has yet been good to us. And I know that I'm not the only one. This birth in this website is an example for me of how good God has been. And again, I know that I'm not the only one. Wash Creative Strategies, God has been good to Stephanie Arnold through this year. So, it behooves us to give God, and I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but I got to give God the glory that he is due through 2020. And I just kill the demon that says that it has all been bad. The devil is a liar. This has been a good year on other fronts that many know not of, and we got to shed the light on that.
Come on now. I told y'all. Listen, I'm over here shouting right now. You lucky I'm hooked up to all this stuff like I'm on the IV. All this all this electronics and whatever, honey. We can stop it right there and everybody can just go shout now. That is absolutely the truth, because life and death is in the power of the tongue, and you hear a lot of people speaking negativity all day long about 2020. I'm not here to declare that 2020 has been a walk in the park. It absolutely has not. But we can't say that God hasn't delivered on His promise in this season, even in this season, even now. So I
Where he
praise
said, I
God
would
that you
never
allow.
leave you nor forsake you. You know what? He
Yep.
didn't do that. The fact that we still here, we're still breathing, we're still
Uh
alive, we still got shelter, we still got clothes, we're still in our right minds.
huh.
God has been good. I
Yep.
rest my case.
Period. Listen, case closed, and the verdict is in. The verdict is in. The verdict is in. Okay, that's real talk. I love it. And like I said before, y'all, you looking on this site. I told you that this woman, this is the real deal. This is not just a website. This. I think this site represents the heart of Minister Campbell and what she's about, what she's always been about. So, and we're going to continue to improve on it. We're going to continue to, there again, like next couple weeks you may see a little tweaks here and there, things that we just thought about. But we're open for business, honey. So go ahead and click it, share it. If you know someone who needs prayer, have them go to her prayer page. If you know someone who needs to the scholarship, make sure that they apply. There are things to do on this site. This site is not just sitting up here looking pretty. This site is getting the work done, and doing the work of the Lord, even as a website. And that's what I wanted this site to represent. So you got people who need a scholarship, you need people who need a speaker for their programs, you need people that needs encouragement through her blog, you need people who needs to purchase some books and needs to be encouraged through that, also helping you to buy gifts for other people. This site is a functional site. So it may be cute, but it's also a functional website. I love that. And then, we have a store. She even saw fit. She got fancy and said she wanted to open up a store. And so we have a couple of items here in the store that we have. It's in pounds. We're going to change that to dollars. Um honey, she's so fancy. She said, "You're going to pay me in pounds." So but no, we're gonna change that to US dollars. But she has a store. Listen, another avenue to encourage people, another avenue. These are companion gifts. You can buy them as companion gifts to the book. Or you can buy them separately. It's really a testament, and it's really an homage to people who are caregivers. I want you to talk a little bit about why you chose Love in Action, Minister Campbell, because when you said it, I was so inspired by it. But talk to me about why you chose those words and why you thought this was appropriate for your brand.
Yeah, the love in action. I was really trying to come up with something that symbolized caregiver without necessarily just saying caregiver. And so I polled a couple of caregivers and asked them, for products, what are some things that they would like? And so, but I'll get to that in a second. But with the love in action, I believe it was my good sister girl, Lisa Turner, and I on the phone one night talking about it. And we came up with the fact that love in action is really the essence of caregiving.
Mm.
When you're a caregiver, you're not just saying I love you. You're not just saying I love you to your parent, to your spouse, to the child that you're caring for, but it's love in action. It's love in action when you have someone and you're caring for someone 24 hours a day who does not remember your name because of their dementia or Alzheimer's. It's love in action where you being the caregiver now for someone who is very different from the spouse that you married because of an accident or because of PTSD. It's love in action when you have got to real talk, clean someone up from the bathroom because that's just now their stage in life, and you are doing that. And it's love in action when you're caring for a loved one who is quite honestly cantankerous and mean spirited now because their body is betraying them. And those are a lot of the things that are the plight of many caregivers. So I wanted to have a positive message to go along with caregiving. And so this is just love and action. One of my sorority sister Ortiz created this little logo, this little artwork, love in action, and then hashtag caregiver. So I want caregivers to be proud of what you do, be proud of who you are. And so, yeah, we have these products. And so based on my little polling and fact finding, some caregivers said a tote bag would be good. because if they're carrying items back and forth to a facility for a loved one, going to the grocery store for that loved one, then they like the tote bag. And this is a supersized tote bag, very nice, sturdy tote bag. And then the other item is a little journal with a ruled notebook. For some people, this could be your journaling for your own personal posterity and self-care. For others, the journal could be where you are keeping track of your loved one's appointments, of their medications. I know as a caregiver, I really had to keep record of the various things that were I was dealing with in their life. So for some people, again, you may want it as a personal journal for yourself. For others, it may be a document that can assist you with staying on top of their affairs, on top of their appointments. What did the doctor say about them? And you need to have all of that in one documented space. I've got you. These are personalized items with the caregiver in mind. And again, great gifts for the holiday season. Stephanie, you're on mute.
Oh, listen, I was on here trying to see how many I can purchase at one time, and it looks like it goes all the way up, honey. It's going up and up and up and up. So there's no limit on how many of these that you can purchase. Again, you don't have to purchase them in pounds. We're going to change it to US dollars. However, this is a beautiful, I love journals. For those of you who love, I love journals. And those of you who already have the book, you can even use this as another, because even though Minister Campbell has space in the book, in her book, Carefree, from Carefree to Caregiver, she has space in the book for us to write and record our thoughts. Honey, you may be like me and just went on and you don't have any more space and you need another little thing that's a companion to that. So I love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful idea. And then you've got the bag, which I love. This is a large bag. I brought it up here so you can see what this bag looks like. It's large. Again, buy a couple. Don't just waste your time on shipping and handling and with one bag. Go ahead and just buy a few bags. If you buy 10 books, buy 10 bags. You know what I mean? Not a problem. It's Christmas time. People need gifts again. So I love these. I love these items. Again, this is on Minister Campbell's site. Um, and you can get to it from there. I am in love with what you're doing. You see this is subscribe now in your face. We didn't make it small. We made it large because we want to hear from you. We want to connect with you. She wants to make sure that you are aware of what's happening in the world of Minister TerraleneCampbell.com, and different updates. This is a woman on the move. So you're going to want to keep in contact with her and make sure that you're aware of anything new that she's doing. She's got so many new things, and I see so much stuff happening in the next year or so. You're going to want to be on board and see what God is doing and continuing to do. This isn't the end of it, honey. You're going to see this site update a couple of more times with new stuff. So go ahead and subscribe right now. We're ready now for you to subscribe. Everything is ready. You don't have to wait for me to add the footer and to change the things from pounds to US dollars. You can go ahead and add your email right now on subscribe now and go ahead and move forward with that and get on that list if you're not already on the list. I need to add my email address on here too, my other email, because I want it to come to all email addresses just in case I miss one. So go ahead and subscribe now and have a peruse through this site, because this is the heart of Sora Campbell or Minister Campbell for those of you who are not in the sisterhood. You're going to want to read through. This is a dynamic woman, and you're going to be so proud of what she's doing, what God has allowed her to do. So, Minister Campbell, I mean, I done talked you to death.
Let's go back to the caregivers. The rock photo. I definitely want to put a pin there and mention Caregivers Connect. This is a Facebook group that I have created for caregivers. And so now we have, this group is about 2 years. It says it right there. Created December 17th, 2018. Almost 2 years.
You coming up on your anniversary.
And I really listen to people. I listen to when I released from Carefree to Caregiver, based on the response, the wonderful response from so many about the book. They were like, some people were like, hey, there would be a great, it would be great if there was a way for caregivers to connect and to stay connected with you and each other. So I've started this group and it has grown. It's just grown. And so that was like I've just been sharing it on Facebook, but now we have a connection through, again, the website, as Stephanie said, call to action. So if you're a caregiver, if you know a caregiver, you can send them to my site and they can then find the link to Caregivers Connect. We pray with caregivers in the group. Have some caregivers can come in there. It's like Vegas. What goes on in there stays there, because sometimes caregivers need to vent. Sometimes they need to ask questions of other caregivers. Sometimes they are saying, I'm trying to get an understanding. Not in a good place. So I need some, how are you dealing with this? How did you deal with this? Is this unique to you? Is this unique to me? That kind of thing. Sometimes caregivers feel like if those who weren't caregivers don't quite understand the sphere of what they are dealing with. And so we got you. This is a group for caregivers. So I definitely want to make sure we mention that. And Stephanie, when Stephanie mentioned, it'd be nice if you have some way to caregivers to connect. I said, I already do. But now we've got it here on the website so that you all can find it. And if you come across a caregiver, then you can send them to the site and they can find the Caregivers Connect and align.
This is amazing. This is what your work again. This is about your work. You've done all the work, and it was just a matter of me, making the connection and bringing everything together on your website. I think what you've done is absolutely amazing for the caregiver. You have a whole community around caregiving, and so this is really going to be a blessing to so many people. You already have 164 members over a period of a little less than 2 years, and this is without even really advertising it or
That's
anything of
true.
that nature. And now you have it on your website. People come to your websites, they're going to be automatically funneled over here when they click on it, and it's just going to be a blessing. I'm very proud of this project, not because one of the things that Wash really prides itself on is we take these projects on and we dig in. This is not about, we don't just throw up a website just to get the money, or just throw up a website just to get it out of the way. We dig in, we ask questions. And if it doesn't work for you, I'm not one of those folks that says, well, whatever you want. The customer is always right, so I'm going to put up here whatever you want. If I know it's not going to be right, I will make my case, because I care about this project. This is not something that I just threw up here and now I'm taking his hands off and I'm going to go about my business. This is something that I care about. This is how I care about every project, because we put love, care, and concern in it, because I wanted it to reflect Minister Campbell and what she's giving to the world at large and to the community at large. So uh, we love this site and we love what it represents. Um, in fact, Minister Campbell, Wash, our site is actually launching in tomorrow at 4. We're not doing a big to do though. We're not doing this, but our site is launching. And so if there's anyone out there who is looking for services, we'll have all of our list of services on our site, and you'll be able to engage us through the website right now. Right, my website now, stephaniel.arnold.com, is up, but the site for the company, Wash Creative Strategies LLC, well, washcreativestrategies.com is the site. My company is Wash Creative Strategies LLC. And Magnus says hello. I think, can you see him? Magnus says
Hi, Magnus.
congratulations. Magnus says congrats. Um, but we care about the project. If you want somebody, there's plenty of people who do websites. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm the only person in town who do websites. There's plenty of people who do websites, but we do development. We develop
And
the
that's what
story.
I was impressed about most, not just because we know each other, but because I know numerous web designers, but it is also about your vision and your care of the customer. And I appreciate, as you said, we both work in service oriented industries. So yeah, the adage that the customer's always right, the truth of the matter is not all the time. And so you are able to say, well, let's look at it this way. Let's think of it in this manner. Let's look at the best way to really reflect and represent you. And you put so much care into TaraLeneCampbell.com that it was just so, you took this well beyond an initial conversation where I was saying, I think it's time to upgrade my website. You have made it come so, given it so much life. And I'm thinking even back to one of my sisters at my church, Nicole Mason says, you know, how God takes our pain and turns it into purpose. And you helped me to show forth the purpose that God has placed in me from the pain that I've gone through, you know, through from coming from a home of domestic violence. Now we put that in here, you know, talking about caregiving and the community that we've created to bring some purpose from that, dealing with showcasing the books in a better light, so that the purpose for writing those books is, you know, is now here and more prominent, so that it can be a greater blessing to people.
Absolutely. And you know, it's because I'm a storyteller. I'm not just a designer, I'm a storyteller. And it was just important for me as a journalist first to get the story right. And the story wasn't just the words. The words part was easy. I can do some words. I wanted to make sure that the story, the visual story was right, the flow of the site was right. And of course I wanted to make sure that it reflected who I wanted it to be pretty, of course, but I wanted to make sure that it was not just not just a website, but a functional website where people can actually be called into action and it could do something for you, not just sit here and be pretty. There's plenty of pretty sites, but are they working? And so that's what we're about. We're about, you know, really looking at telling the story of the client, making sure that the site has a call to action, and making sure that they're doing the work of the client and doing what God has called you to do in this season. And
Mhm.
we're proud of the project. We're very happy that you are proud of the project as well. And again, like I said, we'll be working and chit chatting to, you know, put some finishing touches on, and then of course we'll do a training with you so that you
But
can make sure
I
that you
can't
learn.
thank you enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
we specialize in helping entrepreneurs. And so you may not have a budget to retain us for, you know what I mean? Like we're not here to make running your website as an entrepreneur. I believe in this. You need to learn how to work every aspect of your business.
you. Hmm.
That is my philosophy. Yes, sure. When you blow up, retain us to help maintain your site on a, you know, on an ongoing basis. And we can have a monthly contract when you blow up. But for now, as these small businesses and entrepreneurs, you need to know how to work this. You need, in case something happens to whoever, you need to know how to go in and add a blog post. This site needs to be working for you. And so, you know, listen, it's about making sure it's not about we're not about handicapping our client. We're about empowering the client and making sure that they're able to do God's work. That's what Wash is about. So, you know, that's what it is, and that's why we're so excited about this project. And as you continue to blog and add additional projects or whatever, of course we'll continue to be here. We believe in this project. We love this. We're just so happy that you were allowed us to be creative. That's another thing. Like, you know, we were able to try stuff and some things worked out. You know, we've got animation on the homepage, and we've got all kinds of just, you know, bells and whistles. It's a dynamic site, dynamic in that, you know, the movement of it, not because
I
I'm so
love it.
great,
I love it.
but yeah. So I do too. I like the project, and we'll continue to move forward with it. I'm really honored that you allowed me to come on and talk to you about it.
Much appreciated. And those who are watching, I should have asked this like 50 minutes ago, but if you're still watching, please share this on your social media, on your own Facebook pages. Share this video. Someone connected to you could benefit from either the information about the site itself and the functionality, the products, the ministry opportunities there, and or someone connected to you may benefit from Wash Creative Strategies and the offerings there, and the services that Stephanie L. Arnold is providing. I've got several friends who are authors, who are entrepreneurs, small businesses, and I know that some of them could really benefit from an affordable option and someone who will serve them and not prostitute them, and that is Stephanie Arnold. So yes, share if you don't mind. And again, Stephanie, I have to hats off to you for your vision. You are such a visionary, and the I can say the creative in Wash Creative Strategies. You are that. Some people say they're creative and they're not, but you embody the name of your company, and that means a lot to me.
I appreciate that. I named my company Wash. Wash is named, and it's important for me to deal in integrity and to deal with what I know to be the right thing, because I named my company after my great great grandfather, who was among the first uh members of my family on my maternal side to be born free in America. His name was
Wow.
Washington Arnold. So Wash is named after Washington Arnold. And creative is because we are creative. We're a creative company, and strategy is because we believe in strategy. We don't just do things. We map out what we want to do, and we create a strategy around what the client's needs are, and we execute on that strategy. So all of those things, Wash Creative Strategies, is really about honoring the past, honoring the blessing, and understanding where God has brought us from, but also making sure that we're acting with integrity and creating strategy and being deliberate about what we do for our client. And that's what the name embodies. So I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to even talk about that.
See, look at that. Look at that. Look at the purpose for your grandfather coming over here, being the first in your family to come over here, and how now you're naming your company after him.
He was born here, but he wasn't. He was probably among the first, and he was among the first generation of people in my family to be free, to be born free. On my maternal side, he was a sharecropper, and he my family is from Macon County, Alabama. He was a sharecropper, and he lived in a one-room shack in Macon County, Alabama, with his wife and six children. And he worked from sun up to sundown as a sharecropper, and on somebody working on somebody else's land, and receiving $1.75 for his crops and for his work. And I just bless God that I'm able to name this company after him, because I
Yes.
understand that's where the hard work is the legacy of my family. It's the legacy of Washington Arnold, and that's what I want to embody. I'm hoping that my work, my hard work, and my company reflects what he did on somebody else's property, but it's what we're doing now in our own company. So it's a blessing.
Amen.
Mhm.
All right. Well, again, thank you to you. Thank you to so many of my photographers, the Sean Gales of DNG, and Delonte Abernathy. I got a list here. Delonte Abernathy from Call the Shots Images, Deshaun DNG Creative. Um, who else? Dion Watts Williams, who created my media kit, and just all of those who have supported me down through the years. I know I did not, I'm not, I have not arrived first and foremost, but where I am, even, I've not come by myself. So thanks to so many who support me, support my ministry. There are those who drive with me, who promote the books and everything. Just support all in all kinds of ways. Pray for me. For those who pray for me, and continue, please pray for Tara Lean. I need it. Continue to pray that for me, that I continue to do the will and the work of the Lord. I just appreciate all of you, and I think we are good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again so much for welcoming me onto the Zoom. And listen, I hope that those of you who are watching are inspired by it, and you continue to move forth in your life with in the way that God has ordained your life to go. So this is amazing. Congratulations, Minister Campbell, and we look forward to more great things from you.
Thank you.